And without further ado, I would like to kick off QualityForge 2024 by introducing the first speaker of the day, Eeva-Jonna Panula. Eeva-Jonna is a senior Android developer and accessibility specialist at ŌURA. She's incredibly passionate about today's topic, writes blogs, articles, and even gives speeches promoting and bringing awareness to the cause of digital accessibility. And in a few short moments, we will witness a live testing demo by her. Before handing over the microphone, I would like to share a quote from Eeva-Jonna. Accessibility is not a feature. It should be present from the beginning and built into the process, designs, and development of applications. Is this app accessible? Eeva-Jonna Panula will be here to answer this question.
I think this is going to be quite an exciting topic. So I believe we have Eeva-Jonna here with us today. Hello, Eeva-Jonna. How are you today?
Hello.
Hi, it's so great to be here today.
Thank you. Are you excited to be the first speaker of the day, kicking off QualityForge and setting the stage?
Yes, I'm super excited about that.
Wonderful. So without further ado, I believe you can go ahead and tell us, is this app accessible?
All right. Thank you so much. And now that we have my slides visible there as well. So hi, everyone. As mentioned, I'm Eeva-Jonna Panula, or Eevis Panula. That's like a name that I also recognize. And today I will be showing you a live testing demo of one app. And I can already tell you that the app today that I'm going to test is Spotify, so a music streaming app. And they actually have a lot of more things there as well. Yeah. I think I'm always at this point a bit nervous and like thinking that do I remember everything I am about to say. So like I'm kind of helping myself by telling this to everyone. But yeah, all right. We can get started. Yes, my slides are working. This is always a like bit of nerve-wracking moment to see like I've tested everything, we've tested everything, and then when the time actually is there, then like demo effect might happen, but now everything is working. So yeah, hi. As mentioned, I'm Eevi, and I'm Android developer and accessibility specialist, and I'm from Finland. This is something that I usually forget to mention, so I specifically put that on the slide here. And sort of in addition to that, I'm GDE, so Google Developer Expert for Android, and Women Tech Makers Ambassador. And I really love to share what I've learned, so I write a blog, mostly around Android and accessibility topics nowadays, but also about equality in general, but also like in IT sector a lot. And I speak at events like I'm here today. And I'm also a disabled person myself. I'm going to touch that a little bit going forward, so I'm not going to go much into that right now. And when I'm not doing something, I would say work-related, I love to explore the awesome, beautiful Finnish nature, and especially archipelago with my kayak. And I've picked also up golf. So like I can say I'm a golfer. That's been surprisingly nice. I'm still really surprised at how great that has been. But yeah, that was about me. And a couple of words about what we are going to do today in this short time we have together. So I already mentioned that I'm gonna test one app, which is Spotify. And I'm going to test it with a couple of accessibility, testing tools. That's probably the best word here. So I'm referring to Accessibility Scanner, which is a great tool for accessibility testing. And then I'm going to use the large font size setting and large display size to check for some accessibility issues on the app. And I'm going to explain more about these tools and also like tools and settings on the way. Then there is a third accessibility setting that I'm not going to actively test. It's going to happen passively, and that setting is called remove animation, that's what it's called on Android. But on iOS, I think it's reduced motion, and on web, that's reduced motion for sure. And why I'm not going to test it actively, it's because, like I mentioned, I'm disabled, and this is the part where I'm going to share a bit about that. So I have problems with animations. Some types of animations make me physically sick. I might feel dizzy. I might feel nauseous. It's not a pleasant thing. And when I'm using my phone probably too much during the day, I really don't want to see those animations and feel sick all the time. So I have this setting on. And that's like, well, I have the setting on, so that's sort of like automatically included in the testing. So if we see some animations, once I start testing, then we will know that this setting is not respected everywhere. And that's also something that once I start testing, if you've used Spotify before, if it looks a bit odd because there are no animations, for example, when switching screens or something like that, I don't know. I think I've never used Spotify with animations. Well, that's the reason for that. But all right, I'm gonna now switch to sharing my phone screen, and I'm gonna change it from here, and then yes, and I'm sharing my screen. So now you see, like I'm mirroring my screen through Android Studio, so that's why, like, there are other things than the screen as well around it. And we can start testing with the accessibility scanner. And accessibility scanner, I'm going to explain more about it while we go, but it's a tool that you can get from Google Play Store. It's really useful tool for doing some accessibility testing, like some, I would say, automated accessibility testing, and then like seeing the problems and visualizing the problems on the screen. And what we are going to do, so I have it installed. I'm gonna actually, I realize that I have a couple of scans here that I forgot to delete. So now it's clear. So when you install Accessibility Scanner and open it, this is the screen you would see. And here are instructions on how to use it. And basically on the bottom right corner, there is a button that says turn on. And I am going to turn it on. So it took me to the accessibility settings of the app. So if you can get here just going to the accessibility settings of the app as well. And then I'm going to accessibility scanner, and then there is this use accessibility scanner toggle, and I'm gonna toggle it on. Then it will ask if I want to allow accessibility scanner to have full control of your device. This might sound a bit scary, but like what it means is that, or why this is asked is basically because accessibility scanner is taking like screenshots from the screen of your app, and it needs to ask permission for that. Like potentially, it can get into some like sensitive data as well. So that's why this question is here. I'm gonna allow it, and now that I allowed accessibility scanner to get control of my screen and everything, this like rectangle with check mark appeared on the screen. And that's, if I click it, it opens this like menu that has 4 of like items. So record, snapshot, turn off, and collapse. With collapse, I could close the menu, and then with turn off, I would get to the accessibility settings to turn the accessibility scanner off. But then there are these record and snapshot options that are actually relevant for us. And the snapshot option is something that takes a screenshot of the screen, like one screenshot. And then the record option means that you can record multiple screenshots. So you can go to the app and then it can record multiple screens on one scan. And that's what we are going to use. As I mentioned, the app that we are testing today is Spotify. And I just want to mention that this is not my Spotify account. I just set it up. This is I'm not using any premium features. So if we started listening or something, then we would hear some advertisement and probably in Finnish. So we're not going to do that today. But we can still get a good idea of what's going on there. And all right, I'm going to open Spotify and I'm just going to close the message from there about if I wanted to get the premium here. But I'm going to start the accessibility scanner. I'm going to use the record option here. I press that one. And then I'm going to start going around the app. And something that you probably can't know in any way there, but I can tell that this my phone is vibrating when I'm going to different screens, and that means that it's taking the screenshot. So if you are testing accessibility scanner when the phone is vibrating, that's the time. If you've allowed haptic feedback, then that's the time when it's taking the screenshot. But yeah, we are on the music view of home here. I already got a couple of screenshots while talking there, and I'm gonna check a couple of other places here, going to podcasts, and there are some things that they recommend for me. I think it's because I'm in Finland, so that's why it all is in Finnish here. But yeah, I got a couple of screenshots here, and then the last one that I'm gonna test is this has Taylor Swift's "Cruel Summer" on. So I'm just gonna open the view. We are not listening to anything, but yeah, now we got a screenshot from there. Okay, now we've gone to 3 screens, and okay, there's one more screenshot happening there. We want to end the recording. And this can be done by opening the there's an official term for this part when you drag from the top, but it displays this stop button, so with a rectangle, and that's what I'm gonna press to stop the recording. And now it takes us to this view of accessibility scanner, where we can see all the issues or possible issues here. And we can, what we can see here in this view is that we took 6 screenshots. It says that this one that's visible is screen 1 of 6. And then there is a view of all the things that accessibility scanner picked from this view that might have some accessibility problems. And all the elements are annotated with the orange rectangle here, so that's why it looks interesting, and it has all those borders there. And we want to look closer to these issues that are, or potential issues that are found here, and I'd like to do it via another view. So there was this list of things button. I don't know what's the good label for that, but it opened this all suggestions view, and there you can view them either by screen or by category, and we want to check them by category, and all these are from all of the screens that are visible there. that we took and issues from all the screens. And we can see that, okay, it seems that there might be issues with touch target size, text contrast, image contrast, text scaling, unexposed text, item descriptions, and item type label. And let's look a bit more on a couple of these categories. So the first one is touch target. So I opened the accordion there, and it shows, well, all the elements that might have some problems. It has these really descriptive names like element 2, element 3. But what we can do here is that we can click the name and it will open like a screenshot of the area and the element that this like particular item is talking about. And we can see here that it's this all button. Yeah, I think it's a button there, or a tab, or yeah, there are different names you can call that one. But anyway, it's annotated with orange rectangle. And if we open the touch target accordion here, we can see that, okay, the height of this item is 40 density independent pixels, which is an Android, what's the word? Android unit there. And it says that consider making the height of this touch target 48 density independent pixels or larger. But if you are not an Android developer, you can just think that, okay, it's 40 pixels and you should make it 48 pixels, like the height. And why this is a problem? Well, it might be too small touch target size for example, people who have tremors in their hands. That's a good example why touch target sizes should be big enough. All right. Okay. When I go back, I end up to the first screen. So I'm going back to the view by category. I'm going to open the touch target list still, but like, basically, you could go through all of these elements there and click and check like more details on each of them. I'm gonna quickly check another category here, which is text scaling. And it shows that there might be fixed heights on some items there. So for example, if I click the element, well, this like row of these buttons might have a fixed height, which then might like affect in a way that text is not scalable. And that's actually a great segue to our next test that we are going to do. And I'm just gonna turn the accessibility scanner off. So I'm going back to the settings and then turning it, accessibility settings and turning it off. And then I'm gonna do the other test here. So basically I'm gonna make the font size biggest and then display size largest, because that usually reveals some interesting things in app. So I put the font size as the biggest and then display size as well. So you can already see that everything is bigger on the screen and there is way less screen estate. And then I'm going to navigate back to Spotify and then we can see what there is if I go to music there, for example. So if we look at the item that's what that like had the problem with or was annotated with a problem with the fixed height. Well, in this case, it's not actually really a problem for at least English language. I'm not sure, like with Finnish language, there might be some problems, but I'm not going to test it right now. Just like Finnish language has these super long words. So like that's always a good test case for these kind of things. But it seems that I'm still able to, like, even with the large display size, large font size, I can still see all the texts in this row. Then there are some things like, well, the like profile picture on the left of these buttons or this row. Well, it's not perfectly good. It's a cut a bit, but I think in this case it's not really a problem. But in some other case, that might be a problem. So it's worth testing. Then, like one thing that if I scroll down and look at the texts here, well, yeah, pretty much everything cuts. So like, I don't know, like if I was using this app with, if my like font size was always like the biggest, then I don't know, like to get you start, I don't know what that would mean. So I would really love to see the whole sentence of to get you started, which I think was there. Then okay, let's try something. It's well, it in English it's understandable, but probably in Finnish that would cut somewhere mid sentence, and I wouldn't understand like what's going on there. Yeah, and then the final thing to mention from here is the like the solution that they are using for showing the singer name and the like song name for the like currently playing or the song that I could start playing here. So it's the like rectangle above the bottom bar, which has this animated text there, like that, and it has the text like sliding there. So Cruel Summer and Taylor Swift, which actually also cuts a bit, so it might be harder to understand there in some cases. So like I think this is an innovative way of like solving an issue with text that doesn't fit somewhere, but as somebody who really doesn't want to see animations, in this case it doesn't make me sick, but it's really distracting because when I'm trying to read things above there, I just all the time see the animation that like on the bottom, and then it draws my attention there. So as a user, I don't like, as a user who doesn't want to have animations, I don't like it. It's like, it's annoying. It's not preventing me from using the app, but it's not annoying. But yeah. I think that was all I wanted to show from testing perspective in this like time we had. I'm going to switch back to my slides. So give me a second. Yes. And here, now you can see my slides. So, okay. Yes, now they're working again. So to wrap up what we did today and what you saw here today is that I tested Spotify, the free version, with one accessibility testing tool called Accessibility Scanner, and then with accessibility settings, basically the like large font size and also large display size together, and then the remove animation setting. And while the accessibility scanner annotated a lot of things there, and there are also like I can tell you that there are also some things that are relevant there. I didn't talk, for example, about color contrast, but I think there are some places where color contrast is not good enough. But yeah, I lost my thought there. Oh yeah, but as we saw later when we were testing with the font size, like larger font sizes, it's always good to check manually as well if something that accessibility scanner like shows is actually a problem. So yeah, and with font sizes, what we found was basically that some text cut mid sentence, and that might be really hard to use the app if especially if it's a language that has these like longer words there. So like if the sentence just cuts mid-sentence with ellipses, then the meaning might be completely lost there. And then the final note was about these personally annoying animations with the like singer name and song name there. So yeah, that was what I wanted to share. Thank you for listening. My name is Eeva Panula or Eeva-Jonna Panula. And if you want to find me, my website is in eevis.codes, so eevis.codes. And there is all my contact information, and also my blog is there. So thank you.
Thank you, Eeva.
Thank you. I really appreciated the personal touches you added there, letting us know how the animations impact you as a user. And I thought it was really valuable that you did the live demo on an app that a lot of people use every single day, and showed us how the accessibility reader interacted with that. That was a great presentation. We are going to move on to our questions segment. We did have some from the audience, and we have others in general. So
Yeah, so I'm just going to start with the first question. How did you end up working specifically as an Android developer? Why not iOS?
Yeah, thank you. And that's a really good question. So when I joined the company where I'm currently working at, I actually joined as a web developer and accessibility specialist. And I was doing some accessibility testing around our apps a couple of years ago. And when I started discussing with the developers and showing that, hey, we have this problem here and it actually needs to be fixed, I realized that our Android developers, they are all really, really busy. And then I kind of decided that, okay, I need to do it myself. And well, there was also that I wanted to get more back into coding, and that's something that I really love. So it was kind of a decision that was really easy to make, because I got to fix accessibility issues. I got to learn Android development as well. So I actually never considered
Yeah, you
iOS.
saw an opportunity and you took it.
Yes.
wonderful. I guess on to our next question. From your observations over your career, what are the features companies try to focus on first that they, however, should in reality have much a lower priority?
Like in context of accessibility or in general?
So when they're thinking about implementing accessibility, what do companies try jump to go first, when in reality the features they're trying to implement might be less important than others?
One thing that I've been observing, especially lately, is that screen reader accessibility is the most important thing when starting with accessibility or fixing issues or anything. And while it's really important that apps are accessible for screen reader users, at the same time, it's good to remember that the number of screen reader users is way smaller than, for example, users who use larger font sizes than the default. So I would say that while thinking about screen reader accessibility, it's also important to pay attention to other aspects of accessibility. So I think, for example, the larger font size is one, then the color contrast, and well, I could list many others as well, but that would be probably my answer to this question.
All right, thank you. So let's now just assume that there's an already existing app which has no accessibility features. How time-consuming would it be to implement accessibility for this app? Could you maybe give us some examples?
My short answer is that it depends. It totally depends on how the app is coded. What are the technologies used, for example? What are the features in the app? But one rule of thumb is that adding accessibility later, it's always more costly than thinking about it from the beginning. So it's a good thing to remember. So I know that in many places, accessibility is something that when you when there is a deadline and it's like you're in a hurry to meet the deadline and you need to descope some things. Accessibility is usually something that's descoped there, unfortunately. But it always means that it's going to be more costly to like fix the issues that are caused in the development phase. So,
of course.
Yeah.
But maybe when we compare iOS, Android, web, which one is the most complicated?
I think they all have their sort of like complications. Of course, like iOS, the culture and like how things are built and how like iOS as a like platform, how accessibility has been like baked in there, and what's the history there? Well, it has the longest history, like from the mobile platforms, but Android is definitely catching up. But one of the problems is that there is not enough material to learn about, for example, Android accessibility. So that's a huge challenge there. But I think like comparing web to mobile development, in mobile, both Android and iOS, the operating system and like platform level components and things like that take care of the accessibility more than on the web. Because like web is Wild West and like you can do so many things with, for example, JavaScript that it's sometimes really scary. And that also means that like it's really easy to create inaccessible experiences in the web. So like I probably would, if I had to choose, I would say web is the most challenging one, even though there is most material how to create more accessible like experiences on the web.
Okay, thank you for the answer. So what are the first indicators that show users that the app is not accessible?
I think like if a user is not using any like accessibility settings, any like assistive technologies, then visually probably I would say color is something like you notice probably the first if things are not really like if the color contrast is not good enough, then like you probably notice that first. And also animations, if you don't have any type of like reduce motion, remove animation setting, then like that's probably something that is like not everybody who doesn't like or doesn't want to see animations even knows about the like this setting or want to use it because they want to see some animations. Because on phone it usually blocks everything out. Then like these animations might be like let's say distracting animations can be a sign of an inaccessible app. But again, I would say it depends on the app as well.
Yeah, I would totally agree about the color contrast. That's something that me myself I have actually noticed. So yeah, and also we wanted to ask if you have any personal goals regarding accessibility or design. Maybe something you're looking forward to accomplish.
Maybe like one goal that I could share is that I'm graduating from a master's degree and I wrote my master's thesis around the theme of Android and accessibility last spring. And I really want to continue on those topics and like I don't know how like short-term dreams these are, but in the upcoming years, let's put it that way, I want to like continue studying in a like how do you say it in English, like PhD degree and study Android and accessibility more. I don't know yet like about the more like precise topics or anything, but that's something that I really like look forward to in the upcoming year probably in plural.
All right, all right.
We also had a question from the audience, maybe specifically pertaining to the live demo. It was, can this tool only be used for scanning apps, or can it be used for web pages as well?
I want to say it's for apps. Let me think. I'm 95% sure that it's only for the apps, because it's for the apps only. Yeah. Here's my thinking process happening at the same time. Yes, it's for the apps. The web has lots of different, I don't know if there are similar tools, but this one is for Android apps specifically, because it considers the underlying structures as well there. For example, with the font size annotation, there was something mentioned about text view, and that's actually an Android component that's wrapping the row there. So it considers the underlying code to some degree as well.
Okay. I'm going to be honest, I'm not an accessibility expert. As I told in the opening speech, I'm an audio video testing department team lead. So it was very interesting to see the live testing demo and see accessibility testing in live action. So thank you for the live demo. Thank you for your knowledge. We very much appreciate you coming today.
Yes, thank you so
Thank
much.
you for having me.
Okay, see you in the future.
See you in the future. Have a great day.